G'day guys, today I'm going to give you a few exercises that help develop the strength and flexibility required to perform a straddle planche. Quite clearly there are an absolute myriad of exercises and stretches you can perform, and this video is by no means extensive, but hopefully it will give you all somewhere to start. Firstly, the necessary flexibility is often overlooked when wanting to learn how to planche or press to handstand. The ability to straddle or separate your legs as wide as you can is necessary as it makes the planche easier. Thus, straddle sit stretching is very important. Depending on your level of current flexibility, you may wish to perform different versions of the stretch, be it with a stick to help pull yourself down, clasping the inside of your feet to pull yourself down, or utilizing the weight of an Olympic bar to pull you forward. It is critically important to try and maintain a neutral spine when performing any of these stretches and hinge at the hips, as we want to be stretching the hamstrings and adductors. Executing these stretches with a rounded back will significantly diminish their effectiveness. Ideally, we should endeavour to have the capacity to reach forward without the need for any aid. Whichever standard of the stretch you perform, ensure you hold the position for a minimum of 15 seconds, with 30 to 60 seconds most desirable. Repeat 3 times. The first strengthening exercise we are going to look at are dumbbell Van Gelder pulls. Starting with a relatively lightweight, as they are deceptively difficult, assume a hollow position on a bench. Start with the dumbbells vertical and lower to 45 degrees above horizontal and hold momentarily. Lower further to horizontal and then finally 45 degrees below horizontal before pulling out back to the top. This exercise helps strengthen anterior deltoid and other shoulder musculature necessary for planche. Aim for a weight you can complete 5 to 8 reps at for 3 sets while maintaining a solid hollow position. Now I understand that 99.9% of boxers hate the sight of a Swiss ball. However, it is a very handy tool when trying to develop a planche. The first exercise performed with the ball and small parallettes or heavy dumbbells should be planche leans. Set the dumbbells up shoulder width apart, parallel or slightly turned out. While maintaining solid midline stability, shift your shoulder position backwards and forwards, attempting to move forward to the farthest point possible where you can hold momentarily before pulling back. Be careful with this, as it can be a very fine line between the exercise being too easy and collapsing from going too far forward. Aim for 5 to 10 challenging leans for 3 sets. The second exercise to perform with the Swiss ball and parallettes or dumbbells are planche bounces. Secure the ball between 2 larger parallettes and ensure they don't move by placing sandbags or plates on them. Once again, assuming a front support position with solid midline stability on the ball, slightly lean forward into a planched position and lightly bounce your feet on the ball. It is difficult to maintain good midline stability on this, so stay focused and ensure there is no movement at the hips by squeezing your glutes. Aim for 15 to 20 bounces for 3 sets. An aspect of learning the planche which is often overlooked and neglected is the ability to extend and straddle the hips. The ability to abduct the legs and extend the hips by squeezing the glutes is a crucial component to being able to successfully complete a straddle planche. Again, there are many exercises which train this strength, but today we're going to look at lying hip extensions with a straddle hold. While lying on your stomach gripping a pole, squeeze your legs tight and extend through the hips to lift the legs off the ground. It is important to differentiate between extending through the back and gaining hip extension by squeezing the glutes. After completing 10 reps, separate the legs as wide as possible and hold for an additional 10 seconds. To progress this exercise, make use of leg weights. Aim for 3 challenging sets with maximal glute activation. Once you have put some time into building the strength necessary to assume the shoulder position required in the planche, attempt to tuck planche with band assistance. Set the band up over a chin-up bar like someone usually would for chin-ups and place the parallettes directly below. Keep in mind the further the band has to stretch, the more assistance the band will give you. Pull the band down around your waist and keep it in your hip crease as you bend down to place your hands on the parallettes. Shift your shoulders slightly in front of your hands as best as your strength will allow and tuck your knees up by flexing at the hip and knees. Try to have your shins parallel to the ground and a slightly hollowed chest while trying to maintain for the most part a neutral spine. At no point in any of these strengthening exercises should your arms be bent. Aim for 3 sets of 10-second holds before progressing to a lighter band. If unable to perform 10-second holds to begin with, aim for 3 sets of 3 best efforts. Once you are proficient at performing tuck planches in the lightest band available, progress to tuck planche without any assistance. Aim to replicate the position outlined earlier. To make it easy to get into the correct position, try and start in a tuck position and roll forward so shoulders are slightly in front of the hands and fight as hard as you can to hold. Make sure you control the entry to the planche as it can be very difficult to hold if entering the skill erratically. Once more proficient, you can attempt to press into the tuck planche from an L-sit as seen here. Once again, aim for 3 sets of 10-second holds. If unable to perform 10-second holds to begin with, aim for 3 sets of 3 best effort holds. As always, ensure you are recording your progress. The final stepping stone prior to performing the entire skill is to perform the straddle planche with the assistance of a band in the same way you did for the tuck planche. Assume a tuck planche position and extend your knees and hips while abducting your legs as wide as possible. Try your best to keep your hips straight and not flexed. This is where the heel drive strengthening exercises outlined earlier become important. Once again, aim for 3 sets of 10-second holds with minimal band assistance. If unable to maintain good position for 10 seconds, perform 3 sets of 3 best effort holds. Once proficient at performing the skill with minimal band assistance, it is time to attempt to straddle planche. You can either assume the position by pressing from an L-sit or getting into the position from a tuck planche the same way as in the band. Try and replicate the position held when performing the planche with band assistance. At first, this hold will be very difficult, so fight as long as you can in the position. As long as you are fighting, you are developing the strength to execute the skill. Continue developing strength and flexibility by utilizing a combination of all the exercises outlined in this tutorial in conjunction with best effort straddle planche holds. In addition to these exercises, basic body control exercises as seen in my previous handstand tutorial will do the world of good when developing this skill. Most importantly, be patient as this skill will not be achievable overnight. It can take months and months to develop depending on your base level strength and flexibility. For further advice on any traditional gymnastics-based skills or those to improve CrossFit performance, please visit our Facebook page or website. For information regarding booking a seminar at your box, a gymnastics session in a true gymnasium, or to take advantage of our new personal online coaching service, please visit www.peakgymnastics.com.au.